Hi, it's Itai. You might think of me as the security guy at Cato, but I'm just the very tip of a much bigger security team. Let me show you. We're standing here in the heart of Tel Aviv, Israel, arguably the global capital of cybersecurity. More security startups per capita begin here than any other city in the world. The security researchers powering these startups are ex-military who cut their defending against nation-level threats. Come on, let's meet Cato. So, I'm with Cato's co-founder and security visionary, Shlomo Kramer. Shlomo, what is it that makes Cato Security unique?
So when Gu and myself started Cato in 2015, we had the vision of bringing the Fortune 100 security to the masses. You really look at the RSA exhibition hall with all these thousands of booths with widgets and complexity, and you think of the mid-size enterprise, the hospital in Alabama, that needs to take benefit from all of that and doesn't have the human resources or the financial capabilities. So bringing this security and solving this complexity problem was our vision. That's what we've been doing for the last 8 years, delivering the best security in the most simple way and convergence of networking and network security. We should really talk about that with Elad Menahem.
Let's check it out. Hey Elad, what's up?
Good, how are you?
All good here. I've actually been speaking to Shlomo about the uniqueness of Cato Security, and he suggested that I talk to you. But before we dive really into the details, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your role here at Cato?
Sure. I've been a security researcher for 20 years. I started my journey in a cybersecurity unit in the Israeli intelligence force, and then I moved to manage research teams in different positions in the industry. Today, I head up our security research in Cato, waking up every morning and thinking about how we can provide better security for the Cato customers.
So in your view, what's really unique about Cato's research?
Well, we provide our customers with incredible cyber expertise. Our research team is an excellent mix of people from military cyber units, people with academic knowledge focusing in machine learning, and also people with past experience from other cybersecurity vendors. This talent allows us to build technology and tools to defend against the most sophisticated cyber attacks. But in addition to that, we have incredible resources available to us, which is the technology and our data stacks.
You know, when I talked to Shlomo, he really highlighted the importance of the convergence of networking and security.
That's right. From the standpoint of a researcher, the more information we have about the network, the better we can defend the network. Too often, security teams only see summaries and pieces of information that at all. We wanted to change that.
Sounds good, but how exactly do you do that?
Today, Cato SASE Cloud maintains a massive data lake built from live traffic crossing our private backbone. We capture dozens of terabytes of network data per day, and it's normalized and accessible for research and analysis. Also, Cato's single pass engine provides us with the flexibility to build threat mitigation in a more contextual way using a number of security components with a single context.
Oh, okay, but you have all these different elements, but what's next?
Our goal is to build these components and make sure they all collaborate effectively. Each component examines a small piece of the puzzle and provides the relevant information for the single pass engine that views the whole picture. On top of all that, our managed security services provide our customers with the human element, responsible for detection, response, and threat hunting activities, ensuring our customers are safe from any type of breach. You know what? I really think you should go and talk to the people who actually make this happen.
Sounds good. Let's go meet the team. Hey, Avidan. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm Avidan. I'm a security research manager here in Cato. I have 15 years of experience from both military and private sectors. That's about it.
Awesome. So we hear a lot of buzzwords like data lake, metadata, visibility, but how does that relate to security content research, and how does it ultimately help Cato's customers?
So we're a group of security and data science experts who use the data lake to create models and security insights. These in time help to enrich Cato's customers' visibility and control over the entire security stack. Our researchers are responsible for creating the logic behind several security engines, from exploration of an idea to creating a model and deploying it to production.
Interesting. So walk me through a day in the life of a security data scientist here at Cato.
Well, No day in Cato is ever the same, right? But often we start with brainstorming. We come up with the gaps we see in our product and what we hear is missing. We then start with exploration of both our own data lake and external academic literature. Here is one recent example where one of our data scientists read this article describing some methods for passive operating system detection using raw network traffic. This paper explains which features are needed, what is the model the authors used for detecting operating systems.
Okay, so you read the paper, you have the information. What are the next steps?
So we read it and begin thinking about how we can use it within our infrastructure. Then we're checking for the features distribution across our data lake, leveraging metadata of thousands of customers. And this is a goldmine for researchers and data scientists who yearn for relevant data and often end up with irrelevant data. This could lead to inaccurate results. Well, not in our case. But all this content is ultimately visible in our monitoring systems, monitored by the security content group. So I really suggest you will talk with them.
Cool. So now we're with Avishay, who's going to introduce us to the security content team and its role in Cato security research. Avishay, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've been in cybersecurity for 10 years, both in military and in the private sector. And I've joined Cato 2.5 years ago to establish and lead the security content team, which has now grown to be a group of 2 teams.
Wow, okay.
Cato's products, such as IPS, CASB, and others, require adapting to constant changes in the cyber threat environment and to new emerging technologies. The content groups make sure that we keep our products always in line with these changes. And in our team, what we do is deploy the changes necessary to adapt to these changes. We add content deployed to our POPs, updating them with protections for the latest threats.
Can you give me an example of what you mean by that?
Yeah, so if we take, for example, high-profile threats, we have our own homegrown systems where they aggregate different sources of new threats that are out. The main source that we have is social media trends, and we get these notifications to know whenever there's something that we should handle.
So you get so much information from social media, but how do you really know about new and urgent threats?
So actually, it's on my phone. I get Slack notifications, and so does all the team whenever there's something urgent. And these Slack notifications come after filtering like tens of CVEs that are released daily, so that we don't have to bother decluttering what's important or what's not.
Okay, so how do you react to all these threats?
So let's take the Log4j CVE that was out recently as an example. We got that Slack notification and reacted to it in a process that normally takes us between 12 and 24 hours. Let me walk you through it. So first, we recreate the exploit in a homegrown environment that allows us to send this malicious payload out safely. And here's how we ran the Log4j payload. These same systems allow us to add IPS signatures in development mode, which we can then test to be working as expected. Once we have that signature, we will check it in a what-if scenario to see what it would catch if it were already in production, but that's even before we deploy a single line of code. We do it using our data lake, and that's something very powerful and unique to Cato, thanks to being a cloud solution. After validating the signature this way, we deploy it in silent mode to production, but it's still not blocking anything. Then we review the silent mode hits for a while to see what they catch and to make sure again that there are no false positives caused by it. And only after that, we move it to block mode, which we call MTB, move to block. When things are matabbed or MTB'd, it means that our customers are protected without having to take any action on their side.
Wait, so you mean to tell me that everything you just described is a process that takes you between 12 and 24 hours?
Yes, well, first, this is thanks to being a cloud service, as said, but it's not only that, but it's also the fact that customers don't have to make any deployment on their side. This is what normally takes most of the time, in addition to the reaction of the security team.
So basically what you get is the power of an IPS system, but without all the management overhead that's associated with it.
Yeah, that's correct. And maybe you should check out the MDR services as well.
Okay, let's go meet Tal. All right, we're now with Tal Darsan, who leads the Managed Cybersecurity Services Group at Cato Security Research Team. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your journey in cybersecurity.
Okay, so it all goes back like 15 years ago when I started as a security analyst. From there, I moved to research positions and later on to management positions in several companies. And now, 2 years ago, I joined Cato Networks as the manager of managed cybersecurity services.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your group and what they do.
So my team is structured into two different teams. The one is the Security Operations Center, SOC team. They're working 24/7 around the clock, 365 days a year, non-stop to analyze and monitor all cyber threats. And the other team is a team of threat hunters. They will ongoing investigate all sorts of network traffic to uncover undetected threats. They're also acting as a cybersecurity advisors to actually provide all best practices to our clients to make sure our clients will utilize their security stack to maximize their security in the best way.
All right, can you walk me through your process of identifying and investigating potential cyber threats?
Yes, it's actually split into three different stages. The first step will be to learn and study the different techniques, tactics, and procedures of threat actors. The second one will be to create the detection strategies based on the first step. And the third one will be to actually analyze all the received incidents by the detection strategies that we have built.
Okay, makes sense. What tools and technologies do you use on a daily basis to help you with your work?
It consists of using two major set of tools. The first one will be third-party threat intelligence sources that we're using, and the second one will be in homegrown tools that we've built here in Cato.
So with all these tools and technologies, I bet you see a lot of different threats. What is the most common threats that you see and how do you handle it?
Okay, so it also splits to two. The first sort of threats that we're seeing are shadow IT activities, and the actual second one will be all sorts of traditional threats like malware, phishing, etc.
Amazing. So can you describe a time when you worked on a high priority case? How did you approach it and what were the actual results?
Yes, so it was a ransomware case when it happened our late night when the client actually alerted us about it. So I had to call all the relevant folks from the different teams I managed, from the threat hunting and also from the SOC team. We jumped on the case, we started to investigate it, understand how the threat laterally move in the network, take all the required mitigations on the network level and remediate all the laterally spread of the threat across the network with our set of tools.
Amazing. Okay, so I have to know, with everything that's happening, how do you stay up to date on all these latest cybersecurity threats and trends?
Okay, so actually, we get our knowledge from all known cybersecurity publications into our own threat hunting practice. And believe me, when there is a new threat out there, we will know about it.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Tal.
You're welcome.
Well, that's about all we have time for today. As you can see, behind the revolutionary Cato SASE cloud is an equally revolutionary approach to security. The security team, with its experience, the insight that's possible when you converge networking and security, and the fact that researchers can go from theory to practice and implement protections in minutes or hours, not days, weeks, or months, for me, all that changes the game for enterprise security. To learn more about Cato Security, visit our site and be sure to check out our research articles and blogs. Until next time, Shalom from Tel Aviv.